Hey guys, welcome to the clubhouse. I'm Billy Jackson, and today's review is going to be on The Mandalorian Season 1, Episodes 1 and 2. Yes, man, finally, some Star Wars that I can get behind. Yeah, this took me back to the original trilogy. I mean, the cinematic quality of this show is amazing, and it feels older, if that makes sense. It feels like it came right after the trilogy. Now, The Mandalorian takes place, in case you didn't know, 5 years after Return of the Jedi. So, the Empire is in disarray, and they haven't really said anything about where the rebellion is at this point. But I really like how the time period that this show takes place in. I'm glad it's not something new, um, as far as takes place during the new trilogy that's going on now. I like it back in the past, because I really wanted to see, because between Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens, that's 30 years that have gone by. There's so much material, that you could delve into, and so much story and characters and so much stuff happened in those 30 years that I kind of wish that the new trilogy picked up right after Return of the Jedi. But we have what we have, and it's okay. I love Force Awakens. Last Jedi is okay, and hopefully the Rise of Skywalker coming is just going to be incredible. But anyway, The Mandalorian. Um, People are wondering, is this Boba Fett? Is this Boba Fett? No, it's not Boba Fett. Even though Boba Fett is in the first episode, in case you didn't recognize him, he's when the Mandalorian goes down into the Mandalorians Guild um, headquarters, I guess you want to call it, and goes to make his new pauldron with his Beskar armor. Um, Boba Fett's off to the side and actually watches him walk by. But anyway, so I hope they delve a little bit into Boba Fett because he was one of my favorite characters, not the favorite character. He was the most favorite action figure I had. But as far as character, he was definitely in the top five. Top five. Top five. But anyway, uh, but they didn't let, Jon Favreau do a Boba Fett series. So he said, okay, well, I'll just make up my own Boba Fett. And that's what he did. And now we're getting a bounty hunter, live action show. And that's what I've wanted since Return of the Jedi ended all those years ago. So, now we get it. And this show is incredible. Now, if you haven't seen it, I will be giving you some spoilers. But people are wondering about this Beskar armor. What makes it so, valuable is that, it's blaster proof, lightsaber proof, and for those of you who didn't know, Darth Vader actually has Beskar armor on. That's why when Luke hits him in the shoulder in Empire Strikes Back, which is one of my favorite scenes, that it doesn't just completely cut his arm off, because he's got the Beskar armor on, which is Mandalorian armor. And the Mandalorians come from the planet Mandalore, and they are a group of warriors, and they kind of sparsed out in this timeline. We got a lot of backstory in Clone Wars. From the third season on, you'll get a lot of Mandalorian stuff. So if you really are into wanting to know the backstory of the Mandalorians, you can get it, a full storyline in the Clone Wars. And in case you didn't know, Darth Maul actually takes over the Mandalorians at one time. But anyway, that's another story. But this show, I love where it takes place. I loved how it began, kind of the old Western, but it didn't have that, but it kind of had a Star Wars version of it when he walked into the door of the cantina for the first time, which I thought was awesome. And it's kind of his theme song, they repeat it throughout the series so far. So I'm really digging that. And Carl Weathers being, the bounty hunter, the leader of the getting the jobs for the guilds. I thought he did excellent, and I'm sure we're going to get more of it. And but I mean, I can go on and on and on. IG-11, Taika Waititi plays the character, and he did an awesome, amazing job with this character. I loved IG-11 in this, but how about Pedro Pascal? Now, he hasn't taken off his mask yet, but it is Pedro Pascal underneath that mask. And I think so far, even though there's not a lot to do as far as facial expressions, I thought he's done an excellent job being the Mandalorian thus far. Now, how about the Yoda baby? Now, what's going on with all of that? You know, that's his first job. He gets that, and he ends up killing IG-11, but he'll be back, I'm sure, because he's in a lot of the marketing. But this Force baby, and you know, he doesn't know anything about the species, about Yoda, or he doesn't even know anything about the Force, you know, because in the second episode, as you see, the little baby Yoda lifts up that monster, you know, to keep him from killing the Mandalorian. And he looks at him, he's like, and he tells the other guy, I don't really understand what happened. Because he doesn't really know anything about the Force. I mean, he's probably heard of it, but hasn't ever witnessed it. You know, he's kind of like a Han Solo type. You know, I've seen a lot of honky religions, you know, but nothing that will make me think there's one all-powerful thing controlling everything. You know, famous Han line. But he's kind of like that. He doesn't really believe in that kind of stuff. You know, his religion is weaponry and armor. And that's another thing I love about the show is that it feels like an RPG come to life. You know, you get your mission, you accomplish the mission, you upgrade your armor and weapons. And that's how this show has kind of felt to me. And I love RPGs, so I'm digging it even more. But even the score is great. Nick Nolte plays a little Ugnaught guy that helps him out. You know, I have spoken. You know, that's going to be on T-shirts everywhere. Watch it. That's going to be the new catchphrase for 2020 is I have spoken. And I thought he did an awesome job as that character. And let's see, what else? I mean, I could go on and on and on about this show, but I don't want to, you know, take too long just rambling about every single thing I liked about it. Just watch it for yourself. And if you enjoy the original trilogy, this is going to feel like you're back at home with them. And I felt that way watching the show. So I'm really digging it. I'm loving it. I know a lot of people are complaining about the run times, you know, being like 37 minutes for the first episode and 30 minutes for the second one. And are they going to continue this? Well, it doesn't matter to me. I want hour-long episodes. Trust me, I do. But I think for the runtime that they have, I thought they packed a lot of in, enough in to give me context and the tone of the story. And that's really all I need. There was enough action. There was enough dialogue to where I really understand the world that they're living in. And I could see some people picking this up for the first time, seeing Star Wars and understanding the world that they're in so far. So I'm really digging how the writing is going and the directing, the cinematography. I mean, everything about this show is just top notch, which is why they're spending $25 million an episode, so they can, you know, put quality into their work, and that's really all we need. Don't need, you know, an hour long of just stuff being thrown at us and rushing things. But we really want that quality soaked in. You know, to spend $25 million on 30 minutes, you have the budget to do what you want, and it shows in the show. So anyway, and they're shooting season 2 right now, so we're going to get a season 2, and now they're even talking about doing a movie series. So pumped about it. I do love all the weaponry that the Mandalorian has. It really takes me back to playing with Boba Fett as a kid, you know, because he had all the interesting weapons, you know, the zip line cord and the rocket launcher, which I hope the Mandalorian gets something like that later. But anyway, I can go on and on and on. I really don't have any nitpicks. I did love the Jawa scene when he's running up on top of the thing. It was totally like Indiana Jones come back. Even from the third Indiana Jones when he's on the tank and they try to smash him on the side and he jumps out of the way. That reminded me of that when he was on the walker of the Jawas. Loved it. Loved it. Thought it was awesome. And it showed that he's just not, you know, the greatest warrior ever. He can get beat down too. And he gets beat down by that creature. You know, he's just a normal guy. He's got badass weaponry and you know, really great armor. But he's still just a man, and he's defeatable. And I like that. I like that he's just not the ultimate superhero of the bounty hunter universe. He's got flaws. And the connection with him and this Yoda baby is quite strong, as you can see. And I love the Yoda baby. You know, he's so cool, and I want one. I want one for Christmas. So if anybody out there wants to give me a little Yoda baby for Christmas, you know where to find me. But anyway, guys, that's my spew on the first 2 episodes. I will do reviews every weekend. You know, they're going to be coming out every Friday. So I will give you a review every weekend for The Mandalorian for the rest of the year, for at least 8 episodes. So anyway, guys, What did you think about The Mandalorian? I really want to know. Let me know in the comments below. Remember to like my videos and subscribe to my channel. And as always, make yourself happy every day. And the only way to do that is to remember the only thing stopping you is you stopping. Bam!